everybody. It is July 10th today, and I planted some potato seed starts yesterday, and I totally forgot to record it, which is exactly what I do on a daily basis. So I always forget to make a video about something that I'm doing or want to share with you. As if you were hanging out with me having a cup of coffee and I was planting potatoes. So I wanted to share with you how I planted potatoes last year, and how I'm kind of changing it up a little bit this year. Last season I seed started potatoes because I had potatoes in my pantry that looked like this, and I wanted to grow them. And I didn't know how, so I googled it and I found a YouTube video that taught me how to plant them in a 5-gallon bucket, which is exactly what I did. And they grew, and they had big huge plants on top, and then the plants were done and they tipped over, and I thought I killed them. I had no idea that the plants die off when they are done growing in the soil. I had no idea. So then I just started dumping out the buckets and I had potatoes. So I was very surprised to know that I love them. So this year I'm going to do it again, but this year I'm actually doing it in an 11-gallon bucket versus a 5-gallon bucket. I'm starting with 5 potato starts in the bucket instead of just 3 that I did with 5-gallon buckets. I'm also starting with 4 holes in my bucket this year. Potatoes need a lot of drainage, so I have holes in the bottom as well as in the sides throughout. And as I keep filling the bucket with more and more dirt and compost, I will drill some more holes in there. I also put in the bottom some wood chips to give some more proper drainage. Potatoes don't like to sit in mud, so I want to make sure they have the proper drainage. The medium that I'm putting in here where they're going to grow is potting mix and horse manure. So bust out the handy gloves. These seed potatoes, I don't even know where I got them. I probably got these potatoes from Walmart. I get a lot of my bagged produce from Walmart, and usually when you buy an organic potato, they'll spray it with anti-growth hormones so it doesn't sprout like these. But I have these, and I'm going to plant them in this bucket. And these have been in my pantry for a while. So the ones that I planted yesterday, I actually cut some of them in half. I'm going to go ahead and leave this bucket that's gray full intact potatoes and see if it fares differently than the ones that I cut in half. So what I want to start with is Miracle-Gro potting soil. Should have brought my hose over here. I put that in there. That's about 3 inches. And then I'm going to get some organic matter. Now, last year I used mushroom compost because that's what I had on hand. This year I have horse manure compost. Phew, stinky. Here, let's put some horse manure near our potatoes. I guess that's why we wash them, right? So you just kind of smush that in there a little bit. I should have dampened up the soil a little bit, but I'm not filling this bucket with dirt today, so I'll be able to do a quick soak over the top of this. Now what I'm going to do is grab my potatoes. It says to do the eyes facing up, some are on the bottom. We're just going with it. This one looks good. 5. And then I'm going to cover them up with the dirt. Give them some more. eyes completely in here, and I'm going to water them. And then I'm also going to put straw over the top like this, just a light layer of straw. Number one, it's going to hold in the moisture and not let the sun dry it all out. And then once I start seeing the seeds, the eyes come up through the dirt, and I see all 5 plants are coming up through the dirt, then I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to leave the straw in there to give it a little bit more airy room, put more potting mix on top with more organic matter, get them buried about another 2 inches over the top of the growth, and then put more straw on the top. So you layer it like lasagna. So I have wood chips, potting mix, organic matter, straw. Then when they pop up through there, I'm going to do it again. Potting mix, organic matter, straw. When they pop up through again, I'm going to do that until it gets to the top of the bucket. Once it hits the top of the bucket, I'm going to fill it with mulch, organic matter and mulch on the top to keep it nice and moist so the sun doesn't dry it out, and let the plants grow. They'll grow about 3 feet tall. They get big and bushy, and once they get big and bushy, then I'm going to let the sun go for it. It's July 10th today. Potatoes take 70 to 120 days. Our first expected frost date is October 15th. So today is the 10th of July, August, September, October. October 15th, our first expected frost date is the 90-day mark. So between 70 and 120 days for potatoes. These are just a regular baking potato. Once the foliage dies off and tips over, you can leave the potatoes in the ground or in the bucket for about 3 more weeks after they die off. That's the mistake that I made last year. When they died off, I could have left them in the bucket, and the reason you want to do so is because it also does harden up the shell of the potato, the skin. It gets a little bit tougher, which is a little easier for you to store for a longer period of time. So that's what I wanted to share with you today, how to grow potatoes in a bucket. I'm going to go ahead and hit this with a bunch of water, and then I'm going to mark this one that I left the potatoes whole in this bucket. The other buckets that I did, I cut the potatoes in half, and I'd really like to see the comparison on how big the potatoes are when they come out of the bucket at the end of the season. So hopefully I can get these to harvest before the frost comes, and maybe we could push the frost date back a little bit this year. Who knows? I'm sure the first day, if the foliage is dead and tipped over and it freezes, it's not going to affect the potatoes that are in the bucket, because the whole entire bucket's not going to freeze overnight. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. I hope you have an incredible day. I wish you the very best in your gardening adventures. If you have a tip or trick on how to grow potatoes in buckets or in the ground, please share that in the comments below. I'd love to read it. I learn from you as much as you might learn a little bit from me, but I gathered all my information off the internet and YouTube. So God bless you. I hope you have an incredible day, and we'll see you in the next video.